Today is November 15th, 22. Yesterday was something. I was out with my day hub on November 14th. Some guy pulled in this one place and said those mothers really didn't know anything. It really is just the people hurting her. That's what's going on. He said the police really need to take care of this. Yes, they do. Yesterday, I submitted a tip to the FBI headquarters because we're November 6/22. I was at Central Baptist Investigators. She actually called me Karen. She's like, Karen's actually okay anymore. We found the court order for the protective custody case. I thought you could have got it from the Maslin place. Okay. So then we're talking, or they're talking right behind me, stand right behind me and my client. And there's all kinds of people around me. Yeah, I think they even tape inside there. My phone's bugged too. You can hear it through it. Where people go around being bugged and wear mics, I carry mine. It's open all the time. That's how they heard in Burlington Coat Factory that guy admitting to drugging me and telling me to stay up before. People ran places because they sold it where people could hear through it. Yeah, that's like a new technology they were trying out on Google, and they've been using it with me for 4 years, and they let other people hack into it. You might want to know that. All right. But yeah, this guy showed up and we'll go back to November 6/22. Central Baptist, 10 o'clock in the morning. Can't. West Desk. Okay. Karen's okay anymore. We found the court order for the protected light case. And they're rambling about the guy getting even with me for Ron Vega, the Wham 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 group, where strange light everybody. I was faking a sick and faking I got well while I was grieving, and she's like, Karen sent in documents. She was sick. I told them to knock it off. I told you I showed them to them in 18. They knew that. They're just paid off by strange. Oh, and the ones that were getting even with her for saying something, I told them to knock it off too. The guy said, well, we found out it was the agent that called her back is the one that actually told on her the night before. And she's like, what? And I'm sorry, I was waiting for him to drive by and scream. See, a lot of people nobody better say a word to her anymore. It was the agent that called her back is the one that told on her the night before. That officer witnessed it and didn't tell on him. And he verified it was the agent that called her back before she called him back. Is the one that went up to that church and told on her the night before. Oh my Lord. And they walked out. That was November 6/22. Okay? November 8th. Krista from Faith Family Church shows up. She's a counselor. I'm out with my dad at Sippo Park. Or not Sippo Park, I take that back. Sippo Library on 12th Street. She walks by and she's staring at me. I'm like, hi. She walks by, she's staring at me again. 4 times. I work an adult program for the handicapped. I'm a little too busy for stupid. Okay? So I go out an hour later to load my clients up. Okay? She's standing by the van. I thought, I'm going to take care of this. I get everybody on the one side. I walk on the other side. And I'm like, hi. She's like, how are you? And I said, oh, it's been pretty rough. Retired Judge Pete for his daughter, Michelle. I said, or Michelle, retired Judge Pete's daughter, and my ex-husband Dave tried to have me killed. hmm For them to get everything. I said he met her within a few days of us moving out there, and by the 6th day, they had someone kick in my door and put a set up on cameras and stalk me. I said they broke in my house. And they either roofied drinks or I woke up with bruises. And they lied to people. They had sodium pentothal reports. And they came out, they were date rape drugging me and told me to say something stupid and weird. And let's see. They are telling people they put a shower scene of me washing in another room to make me look weird. She's like, oh, you will be found innocent of this. It's like I was found innocent a long time ago. I said I can pass an FBI background check. I said I work home health care. I work at the Stay and I just got my med certification so that I can pass meds in the state of Ohio. I have to pass an FBI background check. I can pass them like nothing. Found this and everything. She's like, I gotta go. Okay. Now this is November 8th, 22. My car is bugged. My phone is bugged. Okay. 4 o'clock at my home health care job, because I work 2 jobs out on Turquoise Street. Michelle's out there. Krista called me. None of this is funny. And she's right. I didn't think about it. She said she takes care of people for a living, and she just got some kind of medical license. She said, I called him, and he said it figures that's what she's doing. She's always been good at taking care of people. I took care of his parents. One had Parkinson's, and the other one had Alzheimer's. I deserve better than this. Okay? And no one should say anything to her. All those tapes before were just the people helping us get everything. None of that was her. It was all them and not her. And she was just, it was just the people helping us get everything. And then all these people helped us get everything afterwards. And that's it. Krista's right. It really isn't funny. Don't say anything to her. No one should ever say anything to her again. It was just people helping us get everything. That's it. All right. November 11th, Friday, 7 o'clock, Walmart 62. Guys, come in. We were supposed to protect her when she was out, and we found out it was Will telling everybody that he is the one that taped her before. I know. Wow. And they're mumbling and mad. Well, they actually weren't mumbling. They were quite loud in Walmart. November 11th, 22, 3rd Street. My phone's bugged. The car's bugged from the protected light case. They have bugged the hell out of me. Okay? Guys across, well, my day has a cleaning business on 3rd Street. Some guys went and yelled, it's that idiot. He did all this for his family to steal everything she had in life. And that's exactly what's going on. And only. That's it! No one better say a word. It was just that idiot stealing everything she had in life for his family. And that's exactly what's going on, and no one's to say a word. Today is yesterday, I'm out with my day app. November 14th. Okay? Well, Sunday, November 13th, I went and seen my youngest son, Danny, and his wife, Jen, and my grandkids sitting there talking. And we're talking, I'm telling her about what happened with Krista. Okay? I didn't tell her all the da-da-da-da. I told her about them lying to people that have charges. Karen, why on earth would somebody say you have charges? Why would someone even say anything bad about you? I told her about that girl showing up. I didn't say Dave's girlfriend. I didn't say Dave tried to cut him. But I just went da-da-da-da-da-da. I said da-da-da-da-da. I said her mouth dropped open. I said, they're having these people follow me. saying that I have charges. They should watch me. And I can pass an FBI background check. My son's like, you still have your CCW? I said, of course I do. I said, do you remember me loan processing? I renewed my notary. I said, you want to see my medical license? I had to go to school class for this. And I got a 96. He said, Mommy, I'm almost decent. I said I would have got a 98. I said, I should have went back through it. But he's like, you still did really well. I said, I overstudied. I even learned the medicines and da 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 da. I said, and they wanted laws. And I said, I learned both. Okay. He started laughing. I said, I have to have an FBI background check for that. I looked at him. I said, do you remember when I did nurse's aid training? He's like, yes. I said, I took that training and I work home health care. I said, and I got a 92 in that, 92, 88, and a 96 on that one. Years and up 10 years ago. So, and I said I took that training and I do home health care. And then I got the medical certification past meds. I said, you have to pass an FBI background check. She's like, why on earth would anybody say anything bad about you, Karen? I said, oh no, but I took care of it. That girl showed up and told everybody to stop. I said, I call him the liar, liar, pants on fire, Pinocchio group. She said, if they believe some kind of lie like that you did something wrong, they need to buy a lot of shorts because everybody's pants are going to be on fire. She said, as if you do something wrong and as if you'd have charges. Okay. And she said, I got this lady at work lying on me and saying all kinds of crazy stuff and trying to get me fired. I said, they're the liar, liar, pants on fire, the wah, wah, wah groups. I said, I addressed mine and Krista took care of it. She's like, good. I said, because it wasn't funny. I said, they had people follow me around saying stuff to me in front of people. And yeah, so yeah, if I would have told, because they know my door got knocked in. If they would have known Dave's new girlfriend set up button cameras, were stalking us, photoshopping shower scenes, and Dave rape dogging me, that's an oh my god, it's attempted murder and stalking. They victimized me. I bought a car. I traded my car in because it was having problems. On November 13th, I stopped and let him look at it. Mm-hmm. I was telling the car dealer about it. He went, oh my god, you're a victim. Oh my god, they victimized you. Oh my god, they victimized you again and again. Are people not realizing that? That's exactly what they did. Get it? You victimized me. Over and over again. Okay, going forward. Yesterday, some guy pulled in with my day app, November 14th. Said, those mothers really didn't know anything about this. It has just been the people hurting her the whole time. That's where the Canton police investigators know April 14th, 22. Save a lot. My phone's about 1:40 p.m. Everybody heard. It's sick what's going on. See, they didn't know it was the agent that went and told. And that Stark County Sheriff verified it. Because he showed up in his uniform like a couple weeks ago. People were saying how stupid he was showing up in his uniform. Squad car, too. Yeah. Because why would he be there? I lived in Portage County. I should have went to Akron. Under God's green earth, Canton Task Force FBI should have never seen it till it was open. Ever. I should have went to Akron. Only. I lived in Portage County. Even though FBI can work anywhere in the United States, they're just a higher police department, they're still only over certain areas on a regular basis. Canton shouldn't have got it. They called Will and explained Will. August 10th, 11th, 22 Walmart, 62. They tape an audio in every aisle. My phone's bugged too. How they called Will and explained Michonne out. He's a family member. Okay? Alright. And that's where he grabbed it out of his area. Why he risked his career and his freedom for his family to steal everything I had in life. He should have put me in the witness protection program. Okay? But yeah. Yeah, that guy yesterday pulled in with me in my dad. Those mothers really didn't know anything. It is really just the people hurting her. April 14th, 22, Save a Lot. At 1:40 p.m. Canton investigators come in and sick what's going on. And about the guy telling on me at that church, it was a stunt done for Dave to confront me in the truck. So he was in it with Dave. Okay. They had people pretend to be my kids, badmouth me. Kids didn't know anything about it. It's been the people hurting me the whole time. That's it. These are just Michelle's family. There was a young blonde girl at the family church. Said her dad was FBI. He was working the case. She's a pea sweater girl. I had went to the bathroom. In Ravenna, she's watching me pee and poop. She's mentally ill. My sleeve fell down. I went to push it back up. When I went to flush the toilet, I thought, crap, I didn't wash my hands. I'm OCD off the chart. So I took my sweater off, washed my hands and arms, and went and changed my sweater. Because I'm germs, And I went to church her and me friends. Don't sit by her. She has a pea sweater on. Well, I washed my arms and changed it, bitch. She's just lying. She also showed up in front of people. I'm glad they beat her. I'm glad they raped her. Girls start laughing. Do you think those guys will rape somebody for us? Oh, yeah. Little 19, 20-year-old kid, 95 to 105 pounds. Little blonde girl. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's Michelle. Krista knows who she is. So does Dixie, my daughter-in-law. I know about Michelle. Dave's girlfriend. That's her. So yeah. But that agent, when I told about the guy at Huntington Bank, coming up where Dave said he had a phone call to make, and he came up and said, I'd stab you right here and now if it wasn't for that security guard. And the lady's like, are you going to just go ahead and stab her? Well, I can't. I won't make it out because of that security guard. And I take and turn my card into the bank. I want to open an account. And he's like, and the Pizza Hut lady walks around. I get paid to watch her. She's getting paid to stalk me. Banker's screaming at her, stay out of it. And they're going back and forth. And the guy that tried to kidnap me, tried to carjack me, walks off around me. And she walks off too. And Dave calls me and I put him on hold. And I'm standing there. Do you know that's emotional hostage? If somebody's getting paid to watch you, somebody just threatened to knife you, you don't even know if they have a gun on you. I stood there, froze. And when I seen a group of people, I left. And they had been date rape, drug. I mean, you don't process right. It's emotional hostage. And that's where I freaked out and drove down, and the other guy showed up, the what a shame guy. Okay? Just when I told Will about it. Now, there's a big pharmacy. The pharmacy probably had that guy threatening me. Giant Eagle or Huntington Bank. And I had at least the Huntington Bank of the picture of him walking off with her. And her admitting she was getting paid to stalk me. And the banker witnessing it. And people around me as he's screaming at her. That's emotionally being held hostage. When I told that agent, when I called him back, call me a liar. You say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. And I'm like, what? No, they have been date rape drugging me out the hell until I couldn't even get out of bed at times. And I was just waking up with bruises. And I didn't know what's going on. It was amnesia drug. So that's even holding somebody hostage. It's kidnapping. So I said, what? He said, if you don't say you're lying, I'll put you in jail. I'll arrest you, hear me? It's like, fine, whatever. He said, no, I said, say it now. And he's yelling at me on the phone. Scared for my life. I'd almost been kidnapped followed and rented, almost carjacked. Um, the attempted break-in, they knew where the security system was before. All those attempts were them, and now these people are threatening to knife me, scared to death, and now I'm not processing right because they're date rape drugging me, and there's times I can't get out of bed and I'm throwing up, and I have marks on me, and he's emotionally bullying me. Okay, I'm like, fine, and then he starts laughing at me. Ah. Badgering laws, Department of Justice 1729. Then asked me if I knew his girlfriend. Some guys, his girlfriend's rambling about it. He said, stop, she doesn't know. Da 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 da. He didn't care. I reported the what a shame guy, though. And then he's like, I'll list you in a forum, but if you tell someone, I'll list you crazy and no one can help you. That's emotionally holding somebody hostage, too. You have a threat on your life. People are showing up. You've almost been killed. And if you tell someone, they'll call you crazy and no one can help you. You're emotionally being held hostage because you can't say anything. And then he knew that Dave threatened Dixie and the baby's life and all my children. So I had to emotionally take all that and be held hostage and not ask for help. Why? Because no one had helped me then. It's illegal to say that. Any witness protection program, you can tell whoever you want. They can't say a word. Okay? I have friends in law enforcement. It's illegal. It's badgering. It's obstruction to justice, tampering with evidence. And him threatening to list me crazy. And no one could help me. It's illegal to say that. It's emotionally holding someone hostage. It's emotionally kidnapping somebody. And he knew I was staying quiet to save my children. And that's emotionally him kidnapping me. It's badgering. And he knew it. And the people that work in law enforcement, he can't talk to you that way. It's illegal, and he can go to jail for it. Yes, he can. It's like 5 to 7 years. Conflict of interest, 1 to 10. I watched this show. This agent took its oath, swearing to protect and defend the Constitution. You have a right to privacy. You have a right to remain quiet. You have a right to an attorney. You have a right to a fair court trial, bail and bond. You have a right not to be mistreated. You have a freedom of speech. What's wrong with this? Like they told Ed, December 9th, 21, 4 p.m. All the tapes before were them and not her, and it's just a group of men doing as many crimes as they can to see if someone would actually stop them. The guy at that task force, white man, bald, dark eyes, distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street, worked the case. By 1 o'clock, December 9, 21, by 1. There's only 4 or 5 volunteers. They have names of them. Can't found them. Said we always knew the tapes before were them and not her, so we never said a word. And the Canton investigators talked to him before Christmas last year that it was some guy, Eric, trying to help him get away with it. He's wanted by Canton and Maslin and Steve for stalking. See, this is Michelle's family and friends drugging me, kidnapping me, and extorting under attempted murder everything I had in life and laughing at the law. They won't stop him. I talked to a sheriff from out of this area. It doesn't matter if it's an agent, it's a judge. They don't get away with this. They go to jail. The police should have arrested him by now. He said the only one gets away with this is mafia. That's what they've become, is mafia. You know, the only thing that my kids did go along with, and it makes me mad and they insulted me, because I kept them out of such great horror. and was emotionally being held hostage so that they wouldn't die. Well, if you didn't tell anybody and all those things happened, well, you should go get some counseling. And some guy I was talking to said that he knew that. And I'm ashamed of him for that. I got tortured trying to help some lady. I almost got shot driving. I faced 6 stalkers. I almost had a shooting night I had to hide on. They broke in that old lady's apartment. Good thing she was in the hospital. They may have just shot at her cat. Um, but he actually had people up there caught on tape and audio in a protected life case. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. Failure to notify for initiating is abuse and misconduct, and failure to protect is abuse and misconduct, and it goes into the right of privacy, illegal search and seizure. It's a 5-year sentence. Mm-hmm. And conflict of interest for personal gain is 1 to 10 and $1 million fine. But yeah, that's the only thing my kids did. Well, if this really did, because I kept them out of everything, if this happened, you need to go get some counseling. And I'm ashamed of them for that. Very much ashamed. Because Dave's worth $600,000 dead. And they're in line for that house. Unless Michelle gets it. That house. The jewelry. The house has an insurance policy pay off $200,000 house. It's worth like almost 3 now. He has $375 in life to pay off all the rest of his bill and live. I was supposed to live comfortably the rest of my life. Over $50,000 in his retirement fund, my 18 grand in jewelry. That's $600,000, over $600,000 in assets if he dies in cash. So my kids are going along with him because they're in line for all that. They ought to be ashamed. I laid my life down to save them. And I was held emotionally hostage by that agent to stay quiet for his family member to steal everything I had in life. And that retired judge. And they should be ashamed. And the FBI knows they can't call me crazy. It's abusive misconduct. And I seen on the news where some prosecutor's going to be going through their files for mistreating females. They don't want to ever call a victim and victimize a victim, insult them calling them crazy, or any police station, or insult them when there's a real protected life case. Maslin worked it. Some of the Canton police worked it. Some of the Canton police in Walmart worked it. Some of the Stark County Sheriff and whoever the boys are from Portage County. Lamar Sharp, Michael Broswell, or there was a white Michael, bald with dark eyes. Was a Canton police at CSC Bank Security knew the officers that were carrying around the House State case. They wanted to see if they were involved in this. They've been all over this since January of last year, of 21, or actually January 22, because January 1922, Department of Disability, some guy showed up, and there's Canton police in there that I was drugged and told to say something before. So that set off Canton because they know I'm an FBI informant. They knew those officers were in the back making sure I was all right. And they wanted to make sure they weren't involved. And so I seen them walk out of the back, and they would say stuff when they walked out of the back. And those 4 Canton officers know who they are. Maslin police know who they are too. So yeah, and they've been around for the shower scene in the other room, more people drugged and told to say stuff, and more in 10 for the shower scene in the other room, and more in 10 for the date rape drugging and the video framing. So yeah, Michelle's family is not funny. I'm glad Krista took care of her from Faith Family. She's a counselor. Realizing how stupid they were wasting their money. Having people follow me saying that I had charges. I have no charges. And the police would never have people follow me. They tell you stay out of it because then they can tamper with evidence. But that agent holding me emotionally hostage, that I had to sit there until they killed me for his family to steal. They need to take care of him, the agent that was to call me back. I wrote him last night. Does your agents usually steal stuff under attempted murder? Drugs for their own family? Does your employees usually act like this? Canton should have not even ever seen my case till it was open. I lived in Portage County. Should have went to Akron. I called the hotline. I worked in a bank. I could put your social in and see every account you had. If it's old enough that I couldn't open it and get somebody in the back to open it, everybody I ever talked to. Think how advanced the government is. They owe me money for being an informant. I never had to stay quiet. One day it was that agent telling on me. That shit, Stark County Sheriff verified it. He looks like Judge Timothy Ludick. And he's got a round face. He's got the black hair, dark black eyes, black thick glasses. He's really chopped up since the case started. Somebody's feeding him well. But he looks like Judge Timothy Ludick. He's a Stark County Sheriff. He pulled in while I was test driving the van for the day hab. And he got out and looked at me and went, people that watched the case said, how stupid was he showing up in his uniform? Oh, and his Stark County Sheriff vehicle, too. And he did verify for him that agent told on me, and he witnessed it before I called him back. This is why you're not allowed to work a case with a conflict of interest. So you don't victimize victims. And that agency will not back their employees stealing from victims, badgering victims, and terrorizing them.